Good morning from Disney's Art of Animation Resort. Krista's still getting ready this morning before we head to Epcot for the day and meet up with our awesome friends, John and Kaylee with J&K Disney Days. But I thought I would take the morning and walk around the resort and show it to you guys, because I know a lot of our friends have messaged us about Disney's Art of Animation Resort, and so we wanted to make sure that we do a really good job of showing you guys what it's like, because it's not your typical value resort. So let's go check it out. AOA was actually built to be a part of Pop Century. However, around 9/11, they ran out of funds and were unable to complete the project. So this part of Art of Animation stayed vacant for several years until they decided to make it the Art of Animation Resort. So as we go through, you'll see that the buildings change. The Little Mermaid rooms are the more value type rooms. The doors are on the outside, you can see. There's different floors here, 4 of them. Pop has 5 floors, so that's one big difference between them. But the theming is still pretty stinking incredible and terrifying. So there are 3 main sections here at the Art of Animation Resort. This one is the Little Mermaid section, and each section has its own pool. So you can see here's the Little Mermaid pool. It's smaller. We'll see the bigger one here in a few minutes. We've got Ariel over there and Flounder hanging out. It's pretty cool. This is probably one of the more calm pools because there's not a lot around, if that makes sense. So to orient yourself, there's King Triton where we were. Here's a statue of Prince Eric here. Very cool. As we continue to walk this way, we see a big giant stein, a treasure chest full of gold and rubies and diamonds and pearls. See a dingle hopper there. So it's kind of like you're under the sea with Ariel in this section, is the way you kind of think of it. So just to orient ourselves, back that way is the Little Mermaid section. And we turn directly behind us into the Lion King section. Got Zazu up there hanging out. This is a very well themed resort, guys, I'm telling you. If your kid loves Little Mermaid, Lion King, Cars, or Nemo, this is the premier resort for them to come to. Got Scar up here, making sure everyone's prepared. This is a cool little playground area. It's got squishy ground on it. We've got the hyenas here. You can actually walk in there and walk around. That's kind of a cool little area for kids to play around on. Pumbaa and Timon and Simba walking across the logs singing. Very awesome. So this is where you enter into one of the buildings there and the other building there as well. And so we'll continue this way, and you can see Simba, grown-up Simba, up there on the log, hanging out on Pride Rock. Okay, so to orient ourselves, we just came from the Lion King area. The animation hall, that's the main building with where the transportation and food court and everything is, and then the big blue pool, that's the pool that we're going to look at in just a second. So orienting ourselves, here's animation hall, the big check-in area, the cafeteria, the transportation. Here's the Nemo section, and then over here we're going to see that's the Lion King section right there where we just came from. The thing with the family suites is the family suites have 1 bedroom, has 2 full bathrooms, has a small little kitchenette as well. It has a Murphy bed that comes down out it's a table, but the Murphy bed folds down. The couch turns into a bed, so it sleeps up to 6 people in the family suites, which is a really economical way. They're around that $330 to $350 mark, depending on when it is that you're coming. But it's a really economical way for multiple families to stay together, friends or families to stay together in one room and share the cost, have a really cool room. So we're going to walk into the Finding Nemo section now. We've got the seagulls up there, the mine, and they actually talk periodically. They'll start saying, mine, 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 which is kind of fun. If we continue on that way, we will end up in the main area with the transportation and cafeteria area. But we're going to turn left here, head toward the Finding Nemo section of the resort. Okay, so here's the big blue pool. Play on words with the big blue ocean from the Nemo movie. But this is the largest pool on property. Okay, so just stopping here real quick. The pool's behind me, and you can see the theming on the outside wall of this wing of the Little Nemo section. It's so cool, very beautiful, very awesome. Over here we've got Crush hanging out, being awesome. got little Blue up there with him. Oh no, someone left their beach ball. This fish looks so grumpy. What's his problem? What's your problem, fish? Why are you so grumpy? Dory hanging out with Crush. And then we have the anemone. Yeah, I said it right, I think. The anemone right there. It's a little kids splash area to play in. That's fun. It's got like the kids who are the students at the school, Mr. Ray's school here. The little thing that inks hanging out right there. And then Nemo's popping out of the anemone. Fun. Oh, it's Mr. Ray. Yeah, Mr. Ray. Let's go on an adventure. You can actually hear underwater, you can hear the music playing, which is the only one on property that does that, I believe. So that's such a cool thing, so cool. Okay, so to orient where we are right now, we're standing here. The Little Mermaid section is all the way over here. Okay, the Lion King section here. Here's the Finding Nemo section here with the big blue pool, the little playground that we're looking at. And so we're standing here now, and here's the animation hall where the cafeteria and everything is. And then we're gonna look here in the cars area, which is my personal favorite section of the resort. We have Doc Hudson here, welcoming us, the fabulous Hudson Hornet. Another thing you'll notice is the concrete is now a highway. It looks like a highway. And we come up next to Flo over here. Directly across from Flo, we see Ramon hanging out, showing his awesome paint job. And then here we have the Cozy Cone Motel. I just love this section. I think this is the closest we'll ever get to being a Cars Land-like area at Disney World, unfortunately. But it's just such a great theming. We got Luigi's Casa de la Tires over here with Luigi hanging out. We got the Leaning Tower of Tires. They have it styled to where Luigi's Casa de la Tires is here, but really that's where you go into to go to your room. Paparazzi. I love Guido. He's probably my favorite character in Cars. The Cozy Cone Hotel is actually the little cabanas around the Cars pool area. That's fun. On the gate it has the "Here it is" sign. But you can see, I'm going to try to zoom in on the cabana. So the cones, instead of being little hotels for the cars, they're little cabanas you can sit in. And from what I understand, it is first come, first serve with the cabanas. You don't have to rent them or reserve them. It's just first come, first serve. We have the Organic Fuel Man. And then the Willwell Motor, the Willwell Motel. Ka-chow. It's Mater. It's Mater. Again, where you walk in to go to your rooms. How fun is this? This is just makes me happy. But Tow Mater, and it's leaning like in the movies. And then you got the man himself, Mater, hanging out, welcoming you to Cars Land. Another highly themed area that made me feel completely immersed in the environment. And that's the key nowadays of not only theme parks, but hotels. It's all about being immersed in the environment that you're in. Something that Harry Potter World did incredibly, something that Pandora did equally as well. And now hotels are starting to get that same thing. So all it does is make me so stinking excited about Star Wars Land coming up in just a couple more years. Toy Story Land, I'm so excited. There's something special, something very Disney about this resort. I'm very much into wanting to be around Disney-like things when I'm at Disney. A lot of the resorts are beautiful and luxurious, but they don't feel Disney. This resort is great for kids, families, or big kids like Krista and I. Here's the pool bar. The pool is right over here, and this is the pool bar. They call it the drop-off, which is a brilliant name for it. The pool bar is open from 11:30 to 12:30, 11:30 a.m. 12:30 a.m. You can also, if you're doing the mugs, you can refill your mugs there as well. So the pool is directly behind me. We're gonna walk into Animation Hall now from the rooms side of things over here. First thing I notice when I walk in is the smell of the Animation Hall is incredible. It's a fruity, vibrant, bright smell. Of course, with it being the Art of Animation, you cannot have the Art of Animation Resort without animation cells here. Nemo, Little Mermaid, Cars, Lion King, all here. Over to the left is the check-in area. We'll walk that way in a second. We walk directly out is the bus stop where the buses are all at. And when we turn to the right, we have the ink and paint shop, which is the gift shop, and directly on through is the Landscape of Flavors, which is the cafeteria. So now let's take a walk through the check-in area. If you've ever been to Pop Century, it's set up exactly the same way. The guest drop-off is over there, you walk through here, and it's exactly the same setup. The styling is different. We have different drawings of the movies represented at this resort along the wall here, which is beautiful, of course. And when we turn to the right is when we see the check-in area, beautifully styled. The coloring is very bright and happy. They have a section over here for the kids to sit and watch Mickey Mouse cartoons, the new Mickey Mouse cartoons, while their parents are checking in, which is such a cool idea. But again, the check-in area.